What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I promised you guys consistency, right? And I am just sending videos after one after the other, and I'm just praying that it will keep that way. I'm praying to God that I will not go missing on you guys again. But anyway, for this week's video, I decided to do a small DIY to share with you guys how to make the storage labels for your jars. And it's really a simple thing that you can do within like 15 to 20 minutes, and it's also inexpensive. You will not spend a lot of money. And for some people, I know there are people who maybe cannot afford to get the storages, the labels, sorry, but they're able to make them for themselves in the house. And yeah, so I'm just sharing this to help someone out there. So let's get straight into the video. So what we are trying to do with this week's video is making these labels. I'll put a picture somewhere here of how the labels look like, and I'll take you guys step by step on how I did it, and I hope I'll be able to insert a video here taking you guys through exactly what I did and how I went about it, and hope it will help someone out there. So there are how many? I think you need 3 things. No, you actually need 4 things to be able to do this DIY. The first thing that you need is a sellotape, a clear sellotape, and that is something that you can get even in the supermarket. And the second thing that you need is a small card that you'll be able to scrap the sellotape over the words that you have printed. So it can either be an ATM card or the card that we usually use in the supermarket, what are they called, the redeemable card, something of that sort, or something that is hard, kitu tu wenye unaweza tumia to scrape over the sellotape so that the words can stick on it. And the third thing that you need is a printout of the labels that you want to put on the jars. And the fourth thing that you need is warm water. So a sellotape, a hard card, a printable, something that the words that you have printed, so printable labels, and also warm water. Those 4 things is what you need to be able to do this DIY. So what do you need to do first? The first thing that you need to do is to create your labels. You can either create them in a Word document, or you can type them out. You can go on Pinterest and download the printable labels. They have so many of them there. Or you can just do as I did. I went on Word document and I just typed out the 2 labels, the different labels that I wanted for the jars that I also wanted to make the stickers for. So after typing them out and making sure that the font is something that you really like and the size and everything is in order, you can go to a sidebar. If you don't have a printer in the house, you can go to a sidebar and have whatever it is that you have typed out on the Word. You can print it out. You can have it printed out either in a sidebar, or if you have a printer in the house, you can just print it from there, or even in the office. You can use your boss's resources also, free. So you print it out and you can have the paper with all the 2 labels that you want to be placed on the different jars. So afterwards, after you have done that and you have already printed your labels and you have the hard copy with you, the next step is to cut those words into smaller sizes. And just as you can see over here, you cut them out into small rectangular sizes that are enough for you to paste them over your jar. I hope I am making sense. As long as you make sure that the borders in which you're cutting them from, or within those borders, that you don't interfere with the words themselves. So just cut out the labels nicely, one after the other, and in the meantime you can take a bowl of water and place your warm water inside. Then after you have cut everything out into the sizes that you want, you can take your sellotape and cut it out. It doesn't really matter that it doesn't nimepoteza maneno. It's not a must for the size of the sellotape to be the same as the size of the paper, as long as the words are covered nicely by the sellotape. That makes sense up until there. As long as the sellotape covers the words nicely, that is what you need. So you just put your sellotape over the two labels that you have cut out, and now scrape it over with the card, the ATM card. So what I did, I first placed the sellotapes in the different labels first, as you can see, and then afterwards is when I went over the labels one by one, just scraping them over. Just scrape them over nicely. Take your time, making sure that the sellotape has stuck nicely on the labels. Scrape it nicely. Just take your time, don't be in a rush, and also be careful so that you don't tear the paper and the sellotape. Just gently but also nicely, making sure that all the words have been covered nicely by the sellotape. So after scraping it and making sure that everything is covered nicely, place that paper that you have scraped over and put it inside the warm water. So I did that. As I was finishing with one, I just placed it in the warm water, one after the other, one after the other. And when you're through with doing that, just leave the two labels in the warm water for like around 5 to 10 minutes. Don't worry about the sellotape losing its stickiness. It will come back. Don't worry, you'll see through the video how I did it. So after you have placed it in water and you have let it soak inside there for like 5 to 10 minutes, you can now take out one label after the other and softly and gently just scrub the paper from the sellotape, just nicely with your thumb, with your fingers rather. Just scrub over it nicely, and the white part of the paper will come out, and you'll realize that the words have remained on the sellotape. Can you see how nicely that comes out? It really looks nice, but you also have to make sure that the white borders are out completely so that it doesn't remain on the sellotape, because it will look nasty and it will look it will not look perfect. So just be very careful, and also be careful with how you're scrubbing it, because you might tear the sellotape because it has become a little bit brittle because of being in warm water. So just scrub it gently and nicely, and this is an exercise that you can actually even do with your little ones, just to sort of like engage them and distract them a little bit for a few seconds. So after you have done doing that, you can place your labels on a towel. It really doesn't matter if it's clean or not, as long as it's dry. Just place it over there with the sticky part facing up. Don't place the sticky part looking down. Put the sticky part facing up and leave them there for like another 5 minutes for it to dry, to completely dry. So in the process of them drying, the stickiness will just come back. As it dries, it will continue being sticky and it will go back to its original state. So as you can see, I have left mine to dry, and I left it for like, I think I left it for more than 5 minutes. And then afterwards, you can go back to look at your labels, and they will look as pretty as this. So I really hope this tutorial has been of great help to you guys. And yeah, tasking to some of us, but I really don't mind doing this because it saves me the money to buy labels every single time, because every time I wash my jars they also get spoiled. So I really don't mind these ones getting spoiled because of washing over and over again. I can always make some more, you know. But also you can save yourself from all this trouble ya kutumia sellotape and all, and just go to the stationery stores in town and ask for the printable sticky papers. I think that is what they are called, or labels, sticky labels. The ones that you can actually put in your printer and just print over them and just stick it on your jars. That is also it's also a very cheap way to do these things, and your kitchen looks neat, your jars look neat, and everything is organized, right? So I really hope you guys learned something from this video. I hope you guys will try it out. I also don't mind you guys sharing some pictures of what you have tried out. I'll be happy to share them also on my Instagram. Don't forget to like this week's video. Don't forget to comment, engage with me in the comment section, subscribe, tell your friends, tell a friend to come over here, and let's grow this small community of ours, and we can learn from one another, you know. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.